And we're live. What is going on, LBHT crew? B, that was a beatdown.
It was indeed. Man, I figured that they would win pretty handily against Miami. I wasn't worried about that one, but 56-19 is it's a little out of pocket there.
I'm still here. I gotta silence my phone because my phone's gonna go off.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend Antonio is here. What's going on, Antonio? Shout out to you, man. It says 5 touchdowns. What they gonna say now? Offense and defense had people out, and we put up 56. Bend the knee to the Kings of the North. Yes, and Kings of the AFC. Okay, we're the number 1 seed. All right. I feel good about this year, man. Listen, this is the second time. Look, AFC North champs, right? Number one seed. Lamar Jackson looking like he's going to be the MVP again, right? But this time, it feels different than in 2019 year, okay?
Yeah.
Because Lamar Jackson looks laser focused. The team has that been there, done that type of attitude. We're looking for the bigger picture now. And I mean,
and the offense is attacking people in the pass game,
yes,
which isn't something that they're really known for. You know, they tend to kind of try to lean on the run game a little bit, and sprinkle in the pass here and there where they can. But Monken's got them going downfield, from jump. I mean, against the 49ers, he had, I believe, it was like 27 pass attempts in the first half. I don't know it wasn't that many today because they all went for touchdowns. So, but yeah, they're being aggressive. They're going out there because they, for the first time, they've got some talent around Lamar, and we talk about it a lot. I'm sure people are tired of hearing it, but it's the same thing that we used to talk about with Cam in Carolina. Yeah. They had bad coaching, a bad O-line, and bad receivers. And you fix one of those things, and Cam will take you to the Super Bowl. And they got a mediocre O-line around them, and they went 15-1 and went to the Super Bowl. Well, Baltimore went and they upgraded their coaching, and they upgraded their wide receiving core, and he's about to win his second MVP.
I think it's funny because I heard them say on the broadcast. I heard them say it last week too, and I've heard people say it throughout the week how Lamar has grown as a quarterback. He doesn't just he stands in the pocket now. He doesn't just run around and throw the ball. He's grown as a thrower. Well, what has changed, B? What's changed this year? Is it the coaching? Is it the offensive coordinator?
Happy birthday, Phantom.
Hey, happy birthday, Phantom. Feels good, y'all. Ravens got the win on my B-Day. Feels good indeed. Let's give a couple shouts here, man. Oh, the chat is going. They're here early. What's going on, Kimberly? Says, let's go, Ravens. Big win. Hey, yes, indeed. Shout out to you, Kimberly. Osmond's in the house. Says, hey, all perfect game for Lamar. Yeah.
And Tyler Huntley.
He got a touchdown as well.
Rock,
what's going on, Rock?
58.3 as well.
That's right.
With his one attempt.
MVP candidate?
Well, I mean, at least Pro Bowler.
P. Brown the third's in the house. Says, what a game, guys. Yes, what a game. NDT Sports in the house says Lamar Jackson MVP. We're going to talk about Lamar here in the second here. Alex Rita says Lamar, a two-time MVP, is in rare air. Yeah.
And according to Twitter, it would be the youngest ever to win his second MVP.
Wow. Okay. What's going on? Buck says that is domination. And shout out to Buck, who is a Cardinals fan, with the shocker of the day.
I tell you, the Eagles got me again. The Eagles have gotten me 4 times at the quarterback position.
I still believe it.
I said Carson Wentz was bad. I said Nick Foles was bad. I said Jalen Hurts was bad. I forget who the fourth one was now.
There's a fourth?
I can't remember. Yeah. I can't remember who the fourth one was. Foles, Wentz, Hurts, and somebody else.
Oh, no.
I don't remember now. But I said all those guys were bad coming into the league, and then I walked it back too early because they're all bad.
Hurts isn't bad. I still believe in Hurts. I believe in Hurts, but man.
I hear losing to the Cardinals like Dak.
He ain't giving up the touchdowns.
He ain't scoring them either. I mean, he scored a few today, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Kyler put up three touchdowns today. All right. Tay Shakir in the house says, B, you called this weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah. B called at the beginning of the year. He had them the Super Bowl favorites. He thought all this was going to happen. He hasn't wavered on that. I wavered on it a few times throughout the year because, we have an inconsistent coach at, in John Harbaugh. It just so happens that these games down the stretch are big games, and that's the one thing Harbaugh does well. He shines in the big moments. I'll give him that. It's those other games that make me worry.
Attitude Pop says that's Hurts' defense. Hurts had 3 touchdown passes. What are you talking about, Brodny? I'm talking about there's more than one game in the NFL season, Attitude. He's been playing bad all year. What are you talking about?
Not today, though. Not today. That's on his defense. That damn Dub 20 says, where that big T? Oh, hold on. Whoa. The big T beep. That was hating on non-quarterbacky MVP. Chuck Wagon. She did have some big teeth though. That's a little harsh. That's a little harsh. Yes. She might be on a court of public opinion. We have on Wednesday court of public opinion, and the docket is full. Okay, we were on vacation, and a lot of court cases have come up, so she might be on the docket as well. Okay, so just hold on. All right, we'll talk about her non-quarterbacky comments. All right. One session says, what a game. Yes. MVP indeed. Shaheen, what's going on? Says, what up, LBHT? Lamar for president. Yes, indeed. DDSQ, salute to you, says, what are they going to say now? Indeed. INFJ Tyrone says they got lucky. Lamar still wasn't quarterbacky enough. She gonna hear that all week. She better pray that they don't win it all. She gonna be hearing that for weeks and weeks and weeks. What's going on, Yolanda? Salute to you. Says, let's go Ravens. Jemiah in the house. Salute to you, Jemiah. Our guy Hendo in the house is best team in football. Indeed. All right. Look, there's a lot of comments in here. All right, there's a lot of comments in here. Shout out to AMS that's in here. Shout out to my friend Antonio. Spooky J's in the house. Our girl Chocolate Lady Cap. Yes, my baby boy went off. Yes. Killer Cam in the house. Jim Brown is the youngest at 22. Okay. He's the youngest. Got you. For 2 MVPs or the first one? Or just one? I'm not sure.
And we know that nothing happened before the Super Bowl counts.
What's going on, Mikey? El Freaky. Indeed. Dandy in the house. That's how you quarter Blackie, she says. Yes. Okay. Look, we're talking about Lamar. Let's read his stats real quick. 18 for 21, 321 yards, 5 TDs, no picks, 6 rushing attempts, 35 yards. All right. And that was easy work. He sliced them up. All right. Shout out B to Justice Hill. Justice Hill, 3 carries, 48 yards, 5 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. He played very well today, and he had a long kickoff return. That's what we needed. Like when Keaton Mitchell went down, I was looking at Keaton Mitchell. I don't like to look at guys that only played like a couple games as X factors, but he had that kind of speed, right? So when he went down, I was like, man, we really need Justice Hill to step up, and he's stepping up. Yeah. So good for him. Also, shout out to the secondary because I didn't realize nobody was going to play today. I was like, where's Kyle Hamilton? I saw Marlon Humphrey for 2 seconds, and then he was out, and I was like, man, Brandon Stevens needs to step up. And they're like, Brandon Stevens is out. I was like, what?
Geno Stone showed back up today.
Geno Stone showed up. Yes. No, man, like this defense, that comes from everybody understanding their assignment, everybody understanding where they need to be on the field, right? So you have that consistency no matter who's in the game. This is a masterful job that McDonald is doing with the defense. Right. So I give him a lot of props. All right. So look, like Lamar said, celebrate today, but the job is not done yet. He also they're talking about how they asked him before the game how he felt about the number 1 seed. He agreed with me. He doesn't like it. Okay. He had it before. He said, I think about 2019 all the time. He said, I essentially had 2 weeks off because that last game he didn't play.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's not the 1 seed's fault. Okay, that's John Harbaugh's fault.
Right. So, and again, that was his first. That's his. That was all new for him. But this year, he's locked in, and I think he does play next week. He probably won't play the full game, but he's definitely going to play next week. And when they come off their bye, I think they're going to be ready, and I think they're still going to play the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, I think so. The whole team is locked in. And unlike in 2019, they've got talent in spots that matter where they didn't have it then. And honestly, the AFC is not really as tough necessarily as it had looked prior to the season, and part of that's due to injury. Joe Burrow's out, but it's I don't know. I don't see anybody stopping Baltimore, particularly in the AFC. And in the AFC, and then particularly in the NFC, I don't see any of these teams really being able to go toe to toe with Baltimore and win in the playoffs.
No. All right, we already got over 100 people in here. Hit that like button if you are new, or if you're not new, you haven't subscribed yet. Hit the subscribe button. All right, we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the time Lamar Jackson hoists up the Lombardi Trophy. Okay. We need 2,000 subscribers. Coach is in the building, acting like Clot today. I see you, Coach. What's going on? Salute to you. Yes, Agent E's here. Says the team had to be healthy for the playoffs. Yeah. And they're going to have a chance to rest up now because next week doesn't matter. It matters for Lamar. I know Lamar wants to stay in rhythm, but anybody that's nicked up can just rest, and they have 2 weeks to rest.
That's gonna be infuriating for the Steelers, for Baltimore to look at them and be like, yeah, we don't need to play this one.
And they need that win.
Like, thanks for coming, guys, but we're gonna sit this one out.
Likely was insane. Yeah, Likely. Hey, Isaiah Likely had a good game, man.
He had a very good game.
Yeah,
he made a great catch on that 4th down.
Yeah, he did. That was yeah. That good job. Like I said, he's stepping up. He's not Mark Andrews. Okay, he's not Mark Andrews, but he's doing
better.
Hey, by the time this playoffs is over, we might be saying that.
He brings a different dynamic than Mark Andrews does. I don't think he's a better player, but he like you mentioned with Keaton Mitchell, he brings something else than like a guy like Gus Edwards or even Mark Ingram, from a few years ago could do, right? And it's because of his athleticism.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews doesn't really have it at that level, and Isaiah Likely does. So if he can consistently catch the ball, then it's a different conversation. But he's only been doing that for 4 or 5 weeks now, so we'll see.
Yeah. Salute to everybody subscribing. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Grifter 1964. Okay. RLR 0313 and Irvon Charles. Thank you all for subscribing. Appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button. Our guy E's in the house. Salute to you, E. Says fish fry. Yes. Yes. Yeah, man. Yo, you want to hear something funny? So
that dolphins aren't fish.
They're mammals. I know. So beginning of the game, right? I had to listen to it on the radio. Had to take April somewhere, right? And I was listening to it. Drop her to get her car. Driving back, and I'm listening. We had it was 14-10, I believe, or 14-10. And we got the ball back. Oh, it was 14-13. It was 14-13. We got the ball back. All right. April calls me and she talked to me for like 2 seconds. I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, bye. Get back to the radio. We scored a touchdown. I missed the 75-yard touchdown. Right. Damn. Okay, cool. I'm pulling up to the house. All right. I just park, get inside the house, turn the TV on. I missed the interception from Roquan Smith. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Didn't learn my lesson yet. I said, all right, commercial break. Let me run downstairs, throw my laundry in, real quick. Come upstairs. I missed the touchdown from Isaiah Likely. That's why I tried to call you. I was like, what is going on here? I am missing everything.
Yeah, I had a similar experience with the Panthers. I missed all of their points today too.
Danity, I know it was back to back. This all happened. Abel called me. I was right on the corner from the house. I turned the radio back on, and I missed a 75-yard touchdown. I pull up to the house, get inside the house. I missed the interception. I run downstairs, throw my stuff in the dryer real quick. Listen, man, like y'all know you got, if you have a house full of family members, man, you gotta, that laundry, you gotta be on top of that. People will throw stuff in the dryer that doesn't belong in the dryer. People will take up the dryer before you get a chance to use it. Like, so I was like, all right, let me be in and out real quick. It was only a couple minutes, and I went upstairs and I missed Isaiah Likely touchdown.
Can't do
it. Yeah. So I didn't move after that. I did put the laundry in before the game started, Dan.
Ooh.
I did.
And Devontae Smith apparently left the stadium on crutches and in a walking boot. It's
all falling apart for the Eagles.
Yep, and it starts from the top. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Nick Wonderful says, I said last year when we needed Likely was the likely choice. Instead of a spread around, it's one guy. Both are great. Andrews and Likely, don't dismiss who has been carrying us. Neither one has been carrying us. But
that would be Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar's carrying us. Likely, no, he's doing an excellent job. I hope he continues to grow and be a good player. But right now, Andrews is the better player. Let's not get that twisted. All right. But yes, Likely does bring a different element. It does bring a different element. But yeah, man, listen, the two things that Lamar needed to happen these last 2 weeks was, one, he had to play great on Christmas night, and Brock Purdy played terrible. Check.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to come out here against another quarterback that was in the MVP talks and play well. Double check. Because he didn't even need 5 touchdowns. But he said, just to make sure there's no discussion about this, I'm going to light up the sky.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did.
Lamar loves throwing touchdowns against the Dolphins.
He does. Yes. He excels at that.
Yeah, and if the defense hadn't collapsed that one game last year, that would be the narrative, how he's the Dolphin killer.
Facts. That's right. Now, on the other side of the ball, look, man, again, just like the 49ers, the Dolphins, another team, if we see them in the playoffs, there's some things we got to be careful for, man. Like, obviously, Tyreek Hill, that goes without saying. Devon Achane was killing us.
Mm-hmm.
He was killing us early on. But the thing that B always says, that this is the thing that could really hurt us if teams commit to it. Running to the outside in particular. If teams would commit to running to the outside and not panic when we score a touchdown, we would have a long day. Look at the games that we lost. The Colts did that. The Steelers did that. The Browns did that.
Yeah, but I think that there were some mitigating circumstances there as well. Like, I think, honestly, I think with the Colts and the Browns, they didn't believe that those teams could beat them, and that's how they ended up losing those games. With the Steelers, obviously, the receivers dropped every single pass that was thrown. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Lamar was in fact 0 for that game. So I don't know. Like, yeah, they are vulnerable
Yeah.
to the run game, but if the offense is playing the way that they played today, the way they played last week, the way they've been playing for a good part of the season, then teams just aren't going to be able to stick with the run game. It takes too much time, and it's too hard to score consistently running the ball. And if you grind out a 10, 11, 12, 13 play drive running the ball, and the Ravens get the ball back and they score in 3 or 4 plays, and then you got to run another 12 play. Like, it's a mental thing as well. Like, you feel like you're further behind than you are.
Well, actually, it's the opposite, right? Because they score quick and
Yeah.
we're more methodical.
Well, I know, but I'm going to say, like, because HN is a kind of a home run hitting running back.
Yeah.
But when you talk about teams committing and sticking to the run, typically you're talking about teams trying to grind it out. Because you're not getting those big runs all the time.
Sure.
And like I said, it takes longer, and it makes you. It's a mentally fatiguing thing if you see the other team throwing the ball and scoring, because it looks and feels easier.
Yeah, you gotta be mentally tough. But this is all to your point that you've been saying since we started this channel, right? The best run defense is putting up points, because nobody in today's NFL wants to thoroughly commit to the run, not even the Baltimore Ravens.
No.
Okay, because I want to remind folks, what did us in 2019 was us getting away from what got us there. Set a record for most rushing yards in league history, and the first game against a running team, we decide we want to pass the ball more so than we ever had in any game that season.
Yeah.
Right. Because at the end of the day, even Harbaugh understands you got to have some balance there. Andrew, why don't you like Tua? He says, I'm glad Lamar got the better of Tua. I really don't like Tua at all. I like Tua.
Tua seems like a great young man.
Yeah, I like Tua.
I don't think he's particularly, I don't think he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but I don't think there's anything wrong with Tua.
Right. Josh Hoffman, what's going on? Says that Tyreek bobble was one of the strangest things I've seen in a while. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
that was weird. I knew it wasn't going to be a good day when he dropped that ball. Chase Claypool also dropped the pass.
That was rough, because that was a beautiful throw from Tua, and right in between the two defenders, right in his chest, and he was like, "Nope, not today."
Tua's stats don't look great, but he should have 2 more touchdowns on here. 22 for 38, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He should have had 4 touchdowns today.
Yeah, and he would have been over 300 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tua's a very good quarterback. He's a very good quarterback. Lamar's is better. All right.
Yeah. Stanley, see, Tua's a great person. Not among the top 5 people.
Yeah. But look, obviously Tua, because of Tyreek Hill, was in the MVP talks. This is exactly why I wanted Tyreek Hill on this team, by the way. But
and his name is Zay.
There you go. But these last 2 weeks solidified it for Lamar, and we'll talk more about this on Wednesday, because at this point nobody in the media is arguing it. And you can't, like, everybody that was a candidate, a legit candidate. He just straight up trounced Brock Purdy right when they faced head to head. So that talk went away. Dak Prescott hasn't looked great over these last couple of games, although he looked good last night. The team,
the thing with Dak is, it's like you just look at him and you're like, he's not a guy that I trust in those real big situations. And I'm like, what happens if you take away CeeDee Lamb? Because CeeDee Lamb had like 60-some% of his yards in that game. And you can come back with, hey, you can say that about any quarterback, but you can't say that about any quarterback, because Lamar's been playing without his top receiver for the last 6 weeks and has gotten better. And has beaten the second best team in the league handily last week, and then came back and beat another playoff team even worse this week.
Jerry says, if 5 touchdowns doesn't get you MVP, then I don't know what does. Well, look, you got to look at the total body of work.
I don't think 5 touchdowns does get you MVP.
But I hear what you're saying. I see what you're saying, though. Like, down the stretch, if it's you and somebody else and you're playing like this, absolutely. I agree.
Did you know that Josh Allen has 15 touchdowns rushing this year?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. You know why? Because he's leading the league in turnovers. Y'all need to stop with the Josh Allen thing. Okay? He's not on the radar for MVP.
Who
Not
posted
y'all
who?
in the chat. But I mean,
Yeah.
I saw a guy arguing on Twitter when people were talking about Lamar.
He has very impressive stats, but I mean,
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. But yeah, he has a lot of turnovers,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, they should be in the playoffs now. They won today, but they're that close to being eliminated, man. Like if it weren't for Kadarius Toney being a step offsides, if it weren't for if it weren't for the Chargers just going Chargers down the stretch, they're toast.
Yeah.
Okay, they're that close to being eliminated. So when we talk about the value he brings to the team, I don't know. But look, they're still playing for the AFC East. That game is going to be interesting next week. Stanley wants to know, y'all think Zay will reach 1,000 yards? He's at 842 right now. Nah, I don't think so.
Nah. Not with Tyler Huntley throwing the ball.
But
I don't think he'll even be playing 4 quarters next week. So I don't think so.
842 is very good for a rookie, though.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else here. Rookie of the year if Zay gets that feature. I don't.
There's a few people ahead of him.
No one even close, and I shouldn't hear that he is the white Cam Newton.
Thank you, Jay.
Yes, thank you, Jay. Thank you. But yeah, so yeah, obviously next week you can just watch the game and just enjoy it. You know, it doesn't really matter for us. Only thing that needs to happen is everybody stays healthy. Coach told everyone no one would have a great year but Lamar. Yeah, you did.
True. That's true. I thought Odell was going to put up crazy numbers with Lamar, and Lamar told that boy to go sit down after every pass he caught this year.
Yeah, I mean, I have to look at the total stats for everybody, but nobody's hitting 1,000 yards, and that's fine. The offense, I mean, yeah, Coach called it. This is exactly what Coach said. The offense clicking, you know, they look like they're in rhythm, especially down this stretch of games. And no one person was being locked in on. Odell made a great catch today. Great catch. But what do you have? Like 2 catches? Let me see. Odell had 1 catch. That was the 1 catch, 33 yards. You know, but it was a clutch catch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's pretty much been his season outside of, a couple of games.
Mm-hmm. Zay Flowers led the team in receptions, 5 catches.
No. Justice had the 5 catches.
Oh, I said Zay Flowers. I meant Justice. I'm sorry. Justice Hill. I said Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers was second. He had 3 catches, 106. Yeah, Justice Hill. I mean, look, we knew it didn't take much more, right? Get rid of your offensive coordinator that was clearly a liability. Add a little bit more talent, and here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. And I still don't think they got the best offensive coordinator. I still don't think I know they don't have the best talent that they can put around him.
No, but I am very, very excited for Baltimore and Baltimore fans, to see the development of Zay Flowers. And if Keaton Mitchell comes back 100% from that ACL tear, which, I mean, he should. Maybe not next year, but he should get back. I mean, those are 2 extremely explosive players to pair with Lamar, which is, all we've been saying for the past several years is if you have a player like Lamar and you put just a little bit of talent around him, no one will be able to stop you.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole field is different. I understand, look, we gotta play the playoff games. I know people are going to doubt the Ravens until they do it, but like the field of the team is different. Even on offense, like those wide receivers play with a greater sense of urgency, right? And I give a lot of credit to Odell and Nelson Aguilar, right? Mm-hmm. Those are people with experience. They understand, those situational moments where they had to get open, they had to get that first down, and obviously the defense, when you got somebody like Roquan out there, like he's all business and they feed off his energy. And then obviously Mike McDonald is like, he's huge for them. Like they all understand where they need to be. I mean, we were talking about Rocky Sin, how we don't want to see him out there. All right, we didn't even have Jalen Armour Davis or
Oh no.
what or who's the other one?
Pepe Williams.
Yeah, Pepe Williams. No, none of them. It was
He's Demarion Williams.
he wants to be called Pepe. I call him Pepe, but it was Rocky Sin. It was Ronald Darby.
Mm-hmm.
And
guy they pulled up off the practice squad whose name I cannot remember.
And Daryl Worley. Daryl Worley was out there too.
Panther legend Daryl Worley. And they pulled somebody up from the practice squad who played today as well. And this is kind of what we talked about yesterday. We came into the season thinking, oh man, this secondary is going to be really rough, and the Ravens are going to be getting torched through the air and everything. And what you've gotten is great play from guys who you really did not expect it from Brandon Stevens, from Arthur Mollett. I won't say Rocky Sin because that'll trigger people, but the question is it these guys or is it McDonald, right? And if he gets a head coaching job, is that going to you're going to see a negative turn from a lot of these guys? But that's a question for next year.
It's a question for next year, and
they're in the midst of a great run.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a question for next year, and it's something that if Edie sees that guy, he better have the answer for, right? A defensive coordinator can't derail you like that. And if you say, hey, man, like he was just really good, we're not going to maybe we won't get another guy as good as him. You should still be able to get a quality person. And that should also tell you, well, we need to put more on the offensive side if we anticipate a drop back in the defense. All right.
Oh man, I thought you had to have elite receivers. What's up now? Nobody said you had to have elite receivers. You said you need good receivers, which they did, which is why they've won one playoff game in the last 5 years. Now they have good wide receivers, and they look like they're going to win more. So what's up now?
I don't think he was throwing that at you necessarily. Man. I don't think. Maybe, I don't know. But no. Look, no, you don't have to have elite receivers to win it all. And we haven't won it all, by the way. Okay, no. We still have to win it all. But it doesn't hurt. Like, right. I mean, listen, I want us to get Justin Jefferson. Do you think Justin Jefferson might be able to help us win? Or like, if we have a chance to get Justin Jefferson, are you going to say no to that?
Some people will. They said no to DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I mean, no. Get as much talent as you can. If you can get elite players, get elite players. Okay, this whole thing of playing on a budget, don't buy into that. That's propaganda that's been spewed out there by the Ravens media. Okay, you don't need to win on a budget. Okay, get as much talent as humanly possible. Ravens are MVP killers: Tyreek, Purdy, McCaffrey, Tua. Yeah. Listen. We have the MVP.
Y'all didn't kill McCaffrey. Yeah, I'm not gonna let that slide. McCaffrey had a great game.
We killed him.
Just he plays next to Brock Purdy. So.
Well, that's why those skill positions don't win MVPs. They don't have the ball in the hand to play. Right. That's just what it is. But no, man. Look, don't thumb your nose up at elite, having elite talent. And like I said, hold that comment until we win the Super Bowl goal, man. Not yet. Not yet. Just chill. No, it says you're a menace.
I think you're right, Stanley. I think there's a very good chance that McDonald gets a head coaching job this year, which is unfortunate. I mean, for Baltimore, it's great for him, but it's unfortunate for the Ravens.
160 people in here. Hit that like button if you're new. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Shout out to our guy Eric L over on Facebook. Eric L has been supporting us from the jump, man. Showing us a lot of love, man. Really appreciate you. Hope you have a happy new year. Hope everybody in here has a happy new year as well. Marco G, salute to you for the donation. Says, Happy New Year's, fellas. I think CMC catches the ball too much to be a running back. I like my running backs running backy.
It's tough to argue.
Our assistant producer wants to say hello.
Hello.
Thank you, Jacob. Yeah, yeah. Two running back. You want them to be running backy? Yeah, that's a good one. That's actually a good one. Quarterbacky, and I've heard people say, "Oh, he's not a traditional quarterback." Listen, these are all dog whistles. All right.
Well, it was such a great way to describe him because it got right to the heart of the issue, which
Yeah.
is he just doesn't look like what I think a quarterback should look like. Because she couldn't describe why he wasn't a quarterback. It was just he's not quarterbacky enough. Meaning he's not 6'4", white and slow enough.
Yeah, and I don't listen. I don't fully blame her on that. Although she's an adult with a fully formed brain, she can do a little research on this. But we have been conditioned over generations, decades and decades and decades, to believe that a tall white quarterback that stands in the pocket to pass the ball is the best version of playing quarterback, and in particular, black quarterbacks that are athletic and can do more than to stand in the pocket and move around. Well, that's not sustainable. You can't win that way. Shout out to Yolanda B for the $20 donation. Thank you, Yolanda. Says, thank you for the stream. Go Ravens. Thank you. Thank you. But we're conditioned to think that, hey, what Lamar's doing, you can't win that way. You'll get hurt.
Like Tua did sliding and like Josh Allen did ramming his shoulder into somebody at the end of the game.
Yeah, but this is just a physical game. And, even though all the data shows you that standing in the pocket, you have a higher risk of getting hurt than rolling outside of the pocket, right? And then, people pull up these misleading stats of, well, how many running quarterbacks have won the Super Bowl? How many quarterbacks have won Super Bowl, period? Right. Not that many.
And they like to say none because they don't see white quarterbacks as running quarterbacks, but Steve Young won the Super Bowl a couple times.
Yep. Sure did. So, I mean, and that's why Steve Young is a big advocate for Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
That man loves Lamar Jackson,
and I hate it because I hate Steve Young.
I think when he sees him play, he sees himself, right? I think some of the things that they say about Lamar, he was probably getting that from the local media, probably from his coaches and things like that when he was coming up, and it triggered something for him, but he's a huge advocate for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
But that's where it comes from, right? But we know better now. There's enough people out there telling you, no, that's not what it is anymore. A quarterback that's not athletic, that can only stand in the pocket, those days are over with. They're not like even the guys that you think are pocket passers have a little bit of athleticism to where they can run around. Like you can't be a statue in the pocket.
Even Kirk Cousins can move if he needs to.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't, and it's because defensive linemen, edge rushers, interior defensive linemen are all getting much, much more athletic than they have been in the past. They're not these huge monsters that can't move. And that's why, O-lines have such a hard time staying in front of these guys for very long. And, you can't just be standing back there. Like if you're Tom Brady or Peyton Manning today, like you would last more than a couple of years in the league.
Yeah. And thank you, Danny. Yes, that's the Cash App. $LBHTShow. That is how you do super chat over here. I know some of you are wondering, how come the super chat's not working? Oh, it's working. Okay. $LBHTShow. Also, the pin link that you see in that chat box will take you to our Stream Elements page. You can also donate right there. Either way, the Cash App or the Stream Elements, you make your donation, leave your comment, and you get a nice little animation right there, and we'll read it on air. Okay. That's how that is done. Anand, what's going on? Says Burrow has missed large chunks of last few seasons. Never heard that impact his contract valuation. Yeah,
he's had much worse injuries than Lamar has.
Right.
He tore his ACL. I forget what the exact injury was this time, but it knocked him out for the season.
Like his elbow came off or something. I don't know, man. Like he threw the ball and just like I don't know. Like he shattered his hand or something. I don't know.
He had a moment to reflect, and he was like, "This year ain't it? I'm
out." What's going on? Zeke says Jose and Brodny. What's good, unks? And everyone in the chat. What a game! But we ain't done yet. Salute. Salute. We ain't done. We ain't done. DCA Craig says Tua still did better than most of Ravens' opponents. Yeah, no, Tua, look, like I said, his stat line doesn't look great. I mean, those are bad interceptions too. Those are bad interceptions.
Yeah.
But he should have four. He should have had 4 touchdowns. Tore wrist ligament. Yeah, that's what it was. This is wrist. I mean, what is more concerning, you guys? What is more concerning? If Lamar has a leg injury and he comes back from that, he's not as fast as he used to be, or a quarterback on his throwing hand tearing a wrist ligament. Okay, that would concern me.
Anon says Tua is pretty statue-like, and he has to get the ball off fast to avoid any severe injuries. And I mean, look, one of the major storylines going into this past offseason was, is Tua ever going to play again? Right?
Yeah.
Because of the hits he was taking and those concussions that he got. People were telling that man to retire.
Yeah.
Because he can't get out of the way.
Yeah. All right. Let's do some score updates. Ooh. Seahawks are up 14-10 on the Steelers. Steelers need that. Bengals are up 17-7 on the Chiefs. Oh, the Chiefs they're in trouble.
Yeah, they are. They're in the kind of trouble though, but because as an organization, I actually believe in them. They're in the kind of trouble that's going to lead to them getting T. Higgins this offseason, and I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah. They're not going to sit there and just take that. I mean, even if they come back and make a run in the playoffs, they're not going to stand. They're not going to stand on this.
No,
they're not going to stand for this. Your Panthers got beat down. I thought they're going to have a win today.
I told you they were not going to win this game.
You did. Not a great game from Bryce Young either. But whatever, man. One more game next season, and we have a lot to talk about in the offseason. Colts beat the Raiders 23-20. Rams beat the Giants. Ooh, 26-25, barely.
Yeah, and the Giants missed a field goal, 55-yard field goal that would have won them the game.
Wow.
With, I think it was like, I don't know, 20 seconds left maybe.
49ers come back and win 27-10. Shout out to KP for the donation. I'm gonna read that in 1 second. Chargers and Broncos are up or are tied 3-3. That they're on the docket as well. We're gonna have to talk Russell Wilson versus Sean Payton. That's on our court docket for the court of public opinion. Okay. Shout out to KP for a $1 donation. I appreciate you. Says, what was y'all's favorite game of the season? The 49ers game. The 49ers game because our older brother is a 49ers fan, and it was on Christmas, and we got to watch it together. We talk a little trash. We don't talk that much trash, but my son was giving my brother the business. He was talking a lot of trash.
That boy, he is what is he, 13 now? Getting ready to be 13.
He about to be 14.
14.
About to be 14, yeah.
He's 6 feet tall, and every time the Ravens made a play, my man broke out like a 45-inch vertical and landed right in my other brother's face, and was just, as soon as his feet touched the ground, trash talk engaged. And that lasted until the next day.
Yeah, it did.
And DDSQ says T. Higgins ain't Tyreek though. They should have paid Tyreek. Man, they won the Super Bowl without Tyreek just now. Like, T. Higgins is a great receiver. They'll be absolutely fine if they get T. Higgins. They will be terrifying.
They tried to listen. Right? Look, they tried to pay Tyreek. It wasn't like they just said we can go. They tried to pay Tyreek. I don't think Tyreek wanted to be there anymore. Right? No. That relationship was just kind of getting sour. Tyreek had a lot of off-field issues. Right? And even though the Chiefs are the most forgiving with those issues, yes. They had multiple people going through things, right? Multiple people going through things. Like y'all don't even remember Andy Reid's son killed somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
A child.
Yeah. Y'all forgot about that. That was not the last Super Bowl, the Super Bowl before.
And that's why Andy Reid looks at every player dead in their eyes and says, "Who am I to judge?" To answer KP's question, My favorite game of the season, hands down, was the game against Houston because Bryce Young is 1-0 against CJ Stroud, and you can never take that away from him. But I'm sorry to cut you off. Moving on.
No, 49ers, just because of what that meant for this team's rep, what it meant for Lamar, just a big stage like that. And it's a game that everybody watched, right? The only game on, it's a primetime game, and everybody got to see us put it on display, and I don't want to say expose the 49ers because they're an excellent team, and everybody's allowed to have a bad game, but it definitely, but it let people know what it is with Lamar. And a lot of those haters, anytime Mike Florio just has to come out and say, I'm sorry. Listen, Mike Florio is the slimiest little weasel I've ever seen. Okay. He doesn't apologize for anything. Okay. Even when he's dead wrong, he'll just pivot to something else. But he was so beaten down. He was so think about this for a second. Before the game, he was talking so much trash. He was cursing on air, right? Because he thought, finally got him. I finally get to expose Lamar. Everybody's going to see it because the 49ers do it to everybody. The 49ers did it to Dak. They did it to Jalen Hurts. They know how to destroy those black quarterbacks. They're going to do it. Okay. Mega Nick isn't going to let me down. Okay.
How could he lose to the white all-star team?
How could he? And look, the 49ers got whooped. Lamar looked unstoppable. And then Lamar called him out. It's funny because Lamar didn't call him Mike Flores. Somebody, the person asking the question called him Flores. And then he just repeated it, right? And he just called him out, and it was that moment where you win again, Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
well, I'll give him the tiniest bit of credit because a lot of people would have just tripled down, and the right thing to do is say, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
He's already he's triple, quadrupled down.
Well, but in that moment, like they weren't going to back down. Most people would back down from that. I'll give him the tiniest bit of credit for doing that.
If Brock Purdy didn't play so bad, right? Maybe.
Listen. Every other person would have just pivoted.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey's the real MVP. I've been saying it forever.
Shout out to Aaron Rob. Appreciate the donation. Says Lamar for Executive of the Year, recruiting Odell, requesting Zay, getting rid of Roman, and approving Monken, according to
that
James
Joe Flacco lover.
Just saying. Listen, which is why, again, I'm not trashing EDC. I'm not trashing Harbaugh right now. But Lamar was the big impact for all of this. Okay. One, he decided to stay. Okay. Two, he held this team accountable. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, we all know. Look, he wasn't coming back if Greg Roman was staying. We knew that. Right? They knew that. Greg Roman had to go. So getting rid of Greg Roman, check. Okay. Getting Odell and Zay Flowers, check, because he wanted Odell and DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Right. So they said, okay, we can get Odell. We'll draft you a wide receiver. All right, cool. Right. He made it clear there needs to be an upgrade at the wide. And I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget Aguilar as well. Right. He was the first one to be signed, but they understood there needed to be an overhaul at wide receiver. They understood that. Okay. Brought in Todd Monken. I had preferred Eric Bieniemy, but Todd Monken obviously is an upgrade. Anything's an upgrade over Giro, right? But Lamar set the tone. And another thing I heard Rod Woodson talking about on the radio today was the relationship that Lamar and Harbaugh have, and basically the plays that are being drawn now have a lot of Lamar's input into it. And Harbaugh, I think I don't really like this, but basically he was saying that Harbaugh saying, okay, we'll start running some of these plays, but I'm holding you accountable to it. Like, what does that mean? Like, okay, we run these plays, but if it doesn't work, it's your fault. No, you're the coach. Right. You run plays that work for your quarterback. And of course, he put the trust in him. I know it's hard for Harbaugh to trust anybody, but he's putting the trust in his quarterback, and it's leading to another MVP season. It leads to another number 1 seed season. But I don't give Harbaugh that much credit for it. That's Lamar.
Yeah, I don't give John Harbaugh a ton. I mean, look, he's still the head coach. He's still there day to day doing the work and everything. But honestly, like, he should just have a button on his desk and he presses it. It just says, "Yes, sir, Lamar." Because Lamar's the only reason he still has a job.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think he knows that. And again, I'm not trying to come down on Harbaugh on this. Like the personnel stuff, like the coaching thing. The only thing that really I still get on him about is Greg Roman, because I think he wasted 5 years of Lamar's time. Right. Between Greg Roman and Malarkey, right? Mike Malarkey. Huh? Morning Wig.
I fully believe they would have had a Super Bowl already had they not gone the Greg Roman route, but it is what it is. It's whatever now.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see this.
Long time former Raven Joe Flacco faces off the QB that replaced him. Yeah. And listen, look, the Browns are playing good football right now. They are a damn good defensive team, right? Are they the number one or we number one? We kind of go back and forth, but they are a top defensive team. Okay. And Joe Flacco knows how to get the ball to the playmakers. Interesting matchup, but we will crush them.
Yeah.
We will crush them if we see them again, especially how the last
time. Ain't doing nothing but waiting for them to face off against the Ravens so he can just kneel it out. or throw 3 or 4 bad picks and get the Ravens on to the next round and go back home.
Yeah.
That's what you're waiting on.
I'm not worried about this version of Joe Flacco. Nope. No, sir.
You ain't worried about any version of Joe Flacco. Not if you have Lamar Jackson.
Luke K said Mahomes showed us who he is during the offside incident. No, he was frustrated. What he is a 2-time Super Bowl MVP and a league MVP. He is that. He is that. He had a meltdown, man. That happens. I'd melt down too if I had Kadarius Toney on my team. Like, that was the perfect play, and you're just offsides. You didn't even look at the referee. And I actually give him credit for going at the referee and not Kadarius Toney, because I would want to rip his helmet off. Okay, Kyle Turley style, just drag him across the field, rip his helmet off, and fling it.
But again, you know the league knows that was wrong. That's why they had their refs go out there and call 7 more of them things next week. All right, they set an all-time record for offensive offsides this season.
Speaking of refs, we're going to talk about this on Wednesday too on the Court of Public Opinion. That game last night, you don't have to give your thoughts now, but you saw how that ended?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I gave my thoughts in the Discord. I will gladly give my thoughts again right now. Jared Goff is a menace, and he needs to be out of that starting position in Detroit, because he's going to cost Dan Campbell and that GM their jobs.
Goff?
Yes.
You blame Goff for that?
Absolutely. Look, let me back up. First of all, obviously the referee missed the call. They won the game on that play.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But Goff did throw an interception right before that. And if not for the Cowboys' ineptitude, the game would have been over right then. And then on that third attempt, they would have scored again if he was anywhere near
if he
where that ball needed to be. Yeah, it was a joke.
I'm like, damn, man, how do you not know how to report in? But they showed the tape. Listen. He didn't do this is the universal signal, right? You go to the ref, go like this, right? Hey, I'm reporting as eligible, right? He didn't do that, but him and the other lineman, they both went up to him, said reporting as eligible, right? At least we think. We don't know, but
no, they talked about. I think it was Goff even who talked about it in his press conference. He said he knows for a fact that Taylor Deckard reported in, and he knows for a fact that the other lineman did not, because that's how they run that play. And Dan
Oh,
Campbell,
okay, gotcha.
he tells the referees prior to the game that that's what they're going to be doing. They send both of them up there so that Dallas essentially, doesn't know who it is, even though
Yeah.
they announce who it is, but they announced the wrong person, right? And then
But
Taylor Decker went in the end zone, caught the touchdown, and the ref threw the flag.
this is actually Coach said he was still ineligible. I need you to explain how so, Coach.
Well, they were talking about on the broadcast that
How he was lined up.
Yeah, like how the
Oh,
formation and all that.
okay.
Now I don't know for sure if that changes if he's eligible as a receiver or whatever, but I know it's a travesty to have your referee call out the wrong number.
That's actually a smart strategy by Dan Campbell. I gotta give Dan Campbell some props because, yes, even though they announce who's eligible, they don't announce the name; they just announce the number,
Mhm.
right? So you're just in the thick of things, and you see two guys go over there and they say number 75 is as
And
eligible,
who knows if you're even hearing that when
right?
you're getting ready for the play.
Right, right. Especially because you're on defense and you're at home and the crowd is cheering loud.
Mhm.
You're not gonna hear it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hear it. Man, that was actually that was very smart.
But they didn't count on one thing, and that was the NFL incompetence when it comes to refereeing their game and their indifference towards that incompetence.
We're gonna have some fun on Wednesday. All right. All right, we're almost at an hour, man. Still over 100 people in here, 137. Wow. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Look, we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. All right, help us get there. I saw some people subscribe earlier. Much appreciated. Make sure you share this out. Tell your friends. Tell your loved ones. All right. Also, if you're into audio podcasts, that's actually how we started audio podcasts. These things get uploaded to wherever you listen to podcasts: Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, all that good stuff. We are there. Make sure you check us out. All right. Also, Coach Evans, Sip to Tally Films. Okay. Good friend of ours. We do a show with him and OTR Mike and Hendo and Chris Just Joking. It's called the Ravens Roundup. We do it every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow's New Year's, so we may or may not do that, right? But make sure you subscribe over there. He's trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Get our guy to 10,000 subscribers. That is a huge milestone. We are pushing hard for that. So please do that. And thank you. All right.
So I'm looking in the chat here, and y'all really got to stop with this. About like Agent E saying greed cost them the game. Jeremy saying, why wouldn't Campbell just take the extra point? Do they not want to attempt for the 1 seed? Listen,
it's been
what part of them going for the win is not attempting to get the 1 seed? Okay, they're in a situation where they are the 3 seed. They can't fall below the 3 seed. They're on the road. They've given up over 200 yards to the opposing number 1 wide receiver, and they still have to play defense if they convert that 2-point conversion, or if they get the extra point. I forget how much time. Obviously, it wasn't a lot of time, right? And you kind of expect that you're going to go to overtime, at which point you either have to stop CeeDee Lamb and Dallas from scoring, or you have to have Jared Goff have another drive like that. Now, again, they got the ball prior to that touchdown scoring drive. And what did Jared Goff do? He threw short on the out and threw an interception and killed their drive. And if it wasn't for Dallas, calling passing plays and not running the clock, the game would have been over. And then Jared Goff comes back on that touchdown scoring drive where he played well on that drive, right? But on that last 2-point conversion, what did he do? He threw it in the dirt. So would you trust your defense to stop CeeDee Lamb on that last drive, or possibly stop CeeDee Lamb in overtime to stop Dallas from scoring, and then trust Jared Goff to get the ball back, drive down the field, and score again, but you don't trust them to get 4 yards?
Yeah. If refs can do their jobs, they still win the game. Yeah. Coach said I would have kicked it. Coach, I would have kicked it too. But I'm a scared boy.
because football coaches are notoriously conservative, which is why anytime any team shows the tiniest bit of aggression, they win. That's why the Rams won a Super Bowl, trading all of their first-round picks since 2014. Nobody else would do it, and so they just went out of here. They went out there and said, "You know what? We don't need these first-round picks. We're going to go get established players."
I don't agree, AGE. I don't agree.
That doesn't win them the game. You know that, right?
Yeah, that only ties it. And you take it to overtime. And listen, I get it, right? Like, this is the other thing that Dan Campbell is factoring in. We had these guys on the 5-yard line, and Dak Prescott threw a 95-yard bomb to CeeDee Lamb. That's why I don't want to go to overtime. Okay.
Out for the best.
Thank you, Caleb.
Yes, but again, all I'm hearing from
Cowboys
you,
fan too. Yeah.
All I'm hearing from y'all is take the points. Which again, I hate it when people say that. You're not taking the points. You're attempting to kick a field goal. Because y'all remember this year, John Harbaugh took the points and Tucker missed the field goal. Right? You didn't get any points, did you? But what you're doing, you're just taking the conservative way out. You're trying to stretch the game. And again, what's better? I'm not hearing from y'all how you're going to stop CeeDee Lamb from torching your secondary again and scoring. I'm not hearing from you how you're going to have Jared Goff play mistake-free again throughout the overtime and win you the game, which he didn't do in the fourth quarter.
Look, I understand. I understand everybody's sentiment of take the points, go into overtime, see what you can do. But if the refs just don't completely blow that, right, and they win, or if Jared Goff can just make a regular pass, right, and complete it, and the receiver gets into the end zone and they win, what do you guys say then? Like seriously, like, do you guys say bad decision, but it worked out, or do you say it was a ballsy decision, man? Like, wow, I wouldn't have done it, but man, like, that's, would you call it the wrong call then, or would you say, hey, it worked?
You keep saying it. You're not guaranteed to get those points, Agent. The Giants tried to take the points. They lost.
Well,
because he missed the field goal.
Everybody's missing the point anyway. Okay, no pun intended there. Everybody's missing the point. You're getting on them for that call because it was the last play of the game. But where they should have taken the points was earlier in the game when they could have settled for a field goal and they went for it. Right? That would have put them up there at the end.
I'll tell you what. How about we don't talk about his tendency for aggression any other time during their 10-win season, their division championship season, other than this one play where it happened to go wrong.
All right. Look. We can't talk too much about this because they're on the docket as well for the court of public opinion. All right. We spoke too much about this. Okay. We're giving away details of the case. You guys need to subscribe. Okay. We do a live show every Wednesday night, 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. And we have a segment called the Court of Public Opinion. All right. It looks like, if I could find the graphic right there, the Court of Public Opinion. We might have a new graphic coming up this Wednesday for the new year. All right. And we have a lot of cases on the docket. All right. We took a week off and a lot of things going on. All right. We got quarterbacky. Okay. We have the refs. We have Sean Payton in the Broncos. Oh, we got a donation from Anonymous. Shout out to Anonymous. Let me bring this back up. Appreciate you, Anonymous. Thank you for the $25 donation. Says, thanks in wishing for another most excellent year. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, and this year will be excellent. Okay, because we're going to start off with the Lamar Super Bowl MVP. Okay, that's happening. And Lamar is so locked in. He's so locked in. After we win, he's going to say another one. Give me more. All right? Because Tom Brady has anointed him.
Taking his talents to Carolina, I think.
We're going to talk about that too, B. Adam Schefter tweeted out today that the Panthers and I think it was the Raiders inquired about Lamar, but they did some EDC type shopping.
Sure did.
That's all coming up on Wednesday. All right. And it's all, but Lamar doesn't have MVP stats. Yeah, listen, man. After the last 2 weeks, that quiets a lot of people down.
Yeah.
Okay, when you actually have to watch them play against your favorite teams, or or the people that you have favorite, and he humbles them like that, you know what it is. You know what it is. Hey, happy New Year, Agent E. Thanks for coming through, and we're gonna get out of here as well. Okay, we did an hour, and we still gotta celebrate. Okay, and we're gonna celebrate tonight. You guys, wherever you're at tonight, be safe. All right. Happy New Year. We're gonna see you in the new year, 2024. All right. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, B?
Nope.
That
But
is it.
obviously, Happy New Year to everyone, and thanks for coming.
Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you everybody that came through on Brodny's birthday stream
Yes.
on Thursday. That was a lot of fun. Okay. And thank you for all the donations. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. If you want to support the show more, patreon.com/LBHTShow. That's how you can do it. Okay. For as little as $5 a month. We have other tiers as well. But that will get you access to our overtime show. We do a show after the main show on Wednesday night where we talk about anything and everything. Okay. Kind of like a hangout thing. Also get you access to our Discord. All right. So, and a lot of other perks as well. So make sure you check that out. Patreon.com/LBHTShow. All right. B, are you ready?
Ready.
B is ready. Listen, Ravens are number one. All right. We still have a lot to discuss. We ain't done yet. Okay. Congrats to them. You guys be safe tonight. Happy New Year. We'll see you next year. Peace.